All right, Kathy Perry here from Transform Your Website, and this is just a little introductory video to give you a taste of what we're all about. And so the big question is, and probably why you're here in the first place, is do you need a better website? Now, what can your website do for you? You know, when you're really using it and implementing it to its full potential, it provides contact details, it provides location maps so people can find you if you have a physical business. It really describes who you are and what you do, and it really, by doing that, to the ultimate is that makes people really have a good idea of what you're all about. So if they want to do business with you, you've have a stage and a platform to do that and really present your case. It showcases your products and services so people can spend their time browsing through what you have to offer and really weigh the pros and cons of which one they like and which is better for them. So you can spend some good quality time on your website really highlighting the benefits of your products and services and provide really compelling reasons why someone might want one or more of your products and services while they're there. You can enable online ordering. So your website can be a place where people can go, they can just click some buttons, they can make payments, and then you can go into the back end of that website and you can provide some automatic shipping labels and ship things out to them, or maybe it's a digital delivery or whatever it is. It can all be delivered using your website. Yeah, and you can even schedule appointments. If you have a business where you're booking either maybe you're booking real estate or maybe you have a spa and you're booking appointments and you can totally organize all of that on your website if you'd like. And a sixth thing is you can have a membership areas for valued customers. Maybe you have a wine club and you want to deliver wines every 6 months or whatever to people, and they can go on the membership area. They can log in, they can check their status, they can update information, they can see specials that you have. So it could be a really good interactive area for customers viewing things. And also, this is where you could deliver digital courses and things like that if that's kind of something you wanted to do. So there's so much potential with a website. It can do so much. And most people, because it seems like a technical hurdle, really aren't maximizing the use of their website and they really haven't got it to the potential of all the things that they can do with it. So the next thing to consider is, well, what goes into building a website? And as we're thinking through this, I mean, where are the blockages for you, and why don't you have that really maximized website at this moment? Like, what things do we need to work through? Is it are we starting at the basics, the platform? You know, do you have a platform that's really usable for you? Do you have an appropriate domain name that's obvious to people that they can find right away? Do you have backup and security from hackers and things like that? Is it fast loading? So when people click on it, it loads quickly, and so they it pulls up right away, so they don't click away, going, "Oh my God, this is taking forever." Do you have enough storage for all the things that you want to put on there? So there's lots of considerations of your platform, and does it have the ability, a cost-effective ability, to extend to all the features and bells and whistles that you want to do? Can you put lots of video on there? Can you put your store on there? How much does it cost extra to add shopping carts, and is it prohibitive? Because some platforms, it's fine to, it doesn't cost very much at all, and sometimes it's even free to just have one page. But as you start adding features, maybe collecting emails or providing shopping carts and expanding to more and more services and things you want to do, it costs prohibitively more money per transaction, and it's just not worth it anymore. So sometimes it's better to go with a bigger, more robust platform right from the start that really helps you expand and grow into it. Okay, so the next thing to consider is content. And this is also a big area. There's a lot that goes into thinking about menus and navigation and the legalese, which I refer to, what's your privacy policy, your terms of service, maybe it's a refund policy. There's lots of pages that you need to put on there that people rarely look at, but sometimes they do. So you need to think about things like that. What is your page layouts, your pictures, your videos you have, any descriptions you have, methods of contact. Maybe you're going to have blog articles, membership areas, shopping carts. So there's lots of content things that you want to discuss. And of course, do you want to build everything all at once? Do you want to build little bits at a time and have that ability, that work in progress, to keep adding to it, keeping your content fresh, growing as you go along? So there's lots of considerations in how you want to handle your website, how you want to evolve it in time, or is it something that you could just put up and walk away and forget about it because nothing changes? That could happen too. So there's lots of things that we can discuss about what kind of content is really, really important, what's sort of on the wish list, what do you want to do going forward. And the last thing is, once you've built that website, is it easy to find? And this kind of goes back to, did you use an appropriate domain name? So if people are Googling and searching for you, can they find you? And also, do you have appropriate links to all your social media? Do you have sort of links out there in other sort of mediums so that it'll bring people back to your website? So there's lots that we can do about getting found, which, that's a certain area which takes sometimes a little bit of more experience and knowledge about how to link things together and how the internet works as well. So these are the things that we want to consider as we think about building our websites. Okay, so a little more about the platform and hosting. What we use is WordPress, and the reason why we use WordPress is it's versatile, it's expandable, and it's very, very cost effective, because there are some platforms that you can use that are useful, like I said, for one page, and it's good for a certain point of time. But as you grow, this WordPress is hands down the most cost effective, because as you grow and expand your functionality and what you want to do, the added cost isn't anymore, as opposed to these other platforms. Sometimes they got you in a box, and it's hard to break out of that. So the next comment, we have some recommendations for hosting. There are a number of good solutions out there, but something that you really, really, really want you just don't want to just buy any host, because you need it to be safe, you need it to be fast, and you need it to be reliable. You don't want it to have any downtime when it's really important that you have customers coming to your site. It's a busy time of year, or you're having a sales event, or there's something going on. You really, really, it's kind of like the power going out for a couple days, and you got stuff in your freezer. I mean, you can't afford to have that happen. So your host is your reliable giver of your basic services. And the last thing we want to consider is how to implement things like backup and security, and that you want it frequent backups, and you want your security to be very dependable, and your backups to be there when you need them. So these are some of the things that the infrastructure, what goes in the ground, that you once you've made these decisions, you can cover the dirt over it, and you don't have to think about it so much anymore. But they are very important decisions to make, and it's a decision that you make before you build anything. So as we make that decision, we go on to your basic content. So we sit down and we discuss, well, what are the most important pages you need, and what do you put on them? Where do we start? What's what is most important to you with how your business is, and what it does, and what are customers looking for when they come visit your website? So those are the things you need to put up front on the front page, just so when people click, it's exactly what they expected to find. Whether that's where you're located, if they're they need your physical address, or whether that's what the heck do you do, because or whether it's something specific about a product that they purchase and they want to know more information about it. So there's lots of things to consider of what are the most important pages and descriptions that you need. And the next thing is, how do you create an effective navigation and menu system? So once you've got your front page decided and what you want on that front page, what else are people looking for? And what is, what would make sense as a customer to make it easiest for them to click around and find exactly what they want without having to sort of get lost in the weeds and read a bunch of things and search around. So really defining that navigation and menu system is very important. It has to be intuitive, and it has to really be geared towards your your most common customer and how they're thinking, as opposed to what you may think is most important that you'd like to present to them. You have to think of it from the perspective of what does your customer want, and what would make them stay longer and read more. So it's a iterative process of how to develop that navigation. And do you need a blog? What blogs do, and why they can be really important is it keeps the content on your website fresh, and so it's more reasons for people to click back to your website, or it reminds them that you exist, and they might want to look back on what you offer again. And it's sort of a really good means of, and it also establishes your credibility. Like if you have a blog that is helpful to people, it reminds people that you actually know what you're talking about, and that you can, you're a good person to do business with, so to speak. So it's a very nice form of communication. It can be very friendly and light, or it could be very serious and technical. It really depends on what your target customer base is, and what they might look for or might find interesting. And last thing is, are you selling products online? Because then we're going to need to spend some time on a shopping cart. And shopping carts can be really simple, like 2 or 3 items, or they can be very complex. Like, for example, if you're selling clothing and you have, 3 different sizes, small, medium, large, and then you have 5 different colors, you can actually end up spending a lot of time and energy setting up that shopping cart, uh, and displaying all your products. And so that does take a little bit of work, a little bit of creativity. So there's some decisions to be made. And so these are the things that, we can sit down and talk about, of how it is most effective and best to go about doing this for everybody involved. Okay, so after you have developed your website and you're all pleased with it, and even if you, as I was saying, you can develop this through time. You can sort of develop your home page and your contact details, and you can spend time in the future adding more products to sell. You don't have to add all your products on day one. Or you can spend time developing your blog. So maybe you start out just with a monthly blog or something, and maybe you get more sophisticated in time with updates and ideas. So Rome was never built in a day. It's something to consider. And once you have built that website, you've decided what direction you're going, the next step is like, well, how am I going to get found? Like, do people know about my website? And how do I keep that fresh in their mind? And so there are some things that are important to do, that when people are searching for what you have to offer, you need to title and tag your post uh, appropriately. So if someone's typing in how to build, I don't know, a sandcastle, then you would like to maybe write a blog post and title it "How to Build a Sandcastle," if that's what you wanted people to discover. So it's important to title things so it matches exactly what people might be looking how to do, and something that reflects your area of expertise. So there's a lot that actually goes into this, believe it or not, and it's a whole art form in itself. And the next thing is how to present your content to inspire your readers, or your customers. And so, they kind of get excited about what you have, and not obviously not being pushy, but also providing enough information and enough content that people know what you're talking about. So there's a balance between making sure everybody knows what you have, not boring people so they click away, and not coming across too aggressively pushy so they think that they've, met a used car salesman, but also sort of inspiring and giving confidence and maybe even getting your readers or your customers to dream more about what they want to do with their own ideas and as they go forward. So we want to go with that positive dream and inspire type of messaging so that people get excited about what they want to do with what you have to offer. Okay, and then the last thing is how to effectively use social media to bring traffic to your website. And so there's lots of, there's different type of platforms for different age groups. The younger people use a lot of TikTok and things like that. Lots of people use Instagram. There's the Facebook. There's Twitter. So there's lots of different social media. YouTube, of course. There's lots of different social media that people use for different reasons. They get different results, and there's different amount of updating that you would like to do to use those different media. There's many ideas that we can discuss around that to get found and keep your presence there. And even if you make just a few posts here and there, it just it establishes your presence. You don't have to be posting on Instagram every second day in order to bring customers. There's lots of different things you can think about or discuss of how to do your marketing and how to get found after you've established that website. So how can we help through all of this? Well, we can absolutely just fairly quickly build you just a basic WordPress website and get you up and running and get you started. Also, we can upgrade your current website for an enhanced functionality and really get something, take it to the next level for you so your business can expand. And another thing that we do is we can teach you how to do some or all of this yourself. So maybe you have your basic website, maybe you built that yourself, and now you want to upgrade it, you want enhanced functionality, and maybe we can do that for you, but down the road, you want to be able to update it yourself. So what we can do is work with you sort of iteratively where we can do the things that you want done now, today, and do it very quickly. And so you get over that pain point and you're off and running again. But we can also spend some time maybe consulting, or we do have some online courses where you can upgrade your skills and you can sort of learn more about how to do this yourself. We do a lot of one-on-one consulting because we find that is a very effective use of time, and it gets right to the point of what it is that you want to do, because a lot of times everyone's questions are slightly different, and what they want to do, the solutions are slightly different. So it's really up to you of how much time you have to learn and how fast you want to get this implemented and get the changes done. So we provide a free consultation. Contact us with your current website link. We can take a look at it and see what you have going on right now. And also, if you have describe your biggest challenge you are facing and where you want to go and what it is you want to do. And we'll schedule a Zoom call, or we can talk on the telephone as well, whichever you feel more comfortable with. And we can sort of get moving towards where we want to go with this project. And just we do offer courses to build a WordPress website. We offer another course called What Goes on Your Website, because once you've built this website, there's a lot that goes into now what do I put on it sort of thing, as I want to expand and go deeper into the whole thing about websites. And then we have another course called Traffic School, which is all about bringing people to your website once that you have it established. So it's also sort of the three phases of what we go through. So we can do this for you. We can do part A. We can move on to part B, which is sort of expanding your functionality. We can sit and consult with you and talk about the things that you might want to take over yourself, so we're not doing the long-term maintenance for you. Maybe then, every once in a while you can call us and say, hey, I have a problem. I need this fixed, and we can talk about it. But for the most part, you can update your own blog and do things like that, and feel free with your website. So there's lots of different things we can do through this. And why would you learn any of it? Well, you just have more control over your online presence. You have a little bit more understanding of what and why you're doing. And marketing sales is a huge component of business, and nowadays a lot of that is done online. So coordinating a lot of your social media and everything else with what you put on your website is important to have that all that package all together. So as we say, there's three ways to interact: done for you, um, consultations, and private tutoring if you'd like. And if you just want to take some of our online courses, you can do it as well. So how important is it to you to have that professional website you're proud to send customers to? Provide an easy and fast way for customers to find your business and get in touch and reach out to brand new customers eagerly looking for the products and services you provide. And so I think today is as good a day as any to sort of click the button and contact us, and we'll get back to you with take this further and see exactly how we can help you. Okay, I will see you on the inside.